Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we are continuing our Calgary Flames franchise mode in NHL 26. So this is going to be getting ready to start simulating. I'm going to show you what our lines are looking like going into the new year. We're going to look at some of the other teams in the league, and maybe we'll sim probably the first game. And yeah, so without further ado, let's show you our lines. Oh, that's view lines. I had to go to edit lines. We'll do that after. So, we have Jonathan Huberdeau, Connor Zary, Matt Cardinalo, Sharangovich, Backlund, Jacquin. The rest of E2 Lerstolainen with Alexis Joseph, Alexander Holtz, Nico Butenhainen, Mark Kastelik, and Martin Crossbow. Defensively, we have Mackenzie Weegar with Caden Korzak, Zane Perek with Esteban Appleby, Kevin Ball, and Hunter Brewstedweck. And obviously in net, we have Dustin Wolf and Samuel Urson. So Dustin Wolf has developed a little bit more X factors. He now has Showstopper, Post-to-Post, and Sponge all specialist, so that's good. Our scratch for the year will be Adam Klepka, Jake Bean, and Pontus Holm. And if you saw the last episode, you would have saw that we have a new head coach. No more Adam Huska. We have signed Bruce Cassidy to be our head coach. And I think that's a really great signing. I like his fit with the team, especially if we start doing the coaching line chemistry chat. This is our AHL head coach, Paul Martins. Obviously, we were focusing more on the teaching, which is A+, and everyone else should be decent. These are our scouts, so Russia, La Liga, SHL, Ice, Extra Liga, NLA, EEL, USA East, USA Central, Central with 2 scouts, USA West, and then the Q has 2 scouts, the O has 2 scouts, and the W has 2 scouts. Looking at our proposed trades, so our trade values. This is what we're working with in goal. You have 2 medium league goalies. Obviously, maybe Harvey Border comes up. Maybe he'll be used as a trade bait. We'll see. Defensively, this is what our top guys are looking like. Right wingers, left wingers, and centers. Obviously, our best one being Alexis Joseph. We have quite a bit of younger guys in NHL who are probably going to be NHL ready, so I'm hoping Backlund decides to retire after this year or next. I think we'll show the draft class for the upcoming year. So number 1 projected, Maddox Schultz, and then just a bunch of EA generated players. Sorry, Liam Poo obviously is real. Same thing for Cruz Jim. Reed Nickel is also real. Not sure about anyone else. We'll see as the year goes on, as our scouts do their job, what looks to be. So I think before we start simulating, we'll take a look at the contracts and see who's expiring. So Zane Perek is up. He wants 10.5 for 3 years. Okay, so we're gonna hold off for now. Connor Zary, 1-year deal, we'll hold off for now. Castlick will hold off. Antoine Moore and these guys will hold off. And Nets, no one really necessary right now, so no contract extensions to worry about. I guess now we'll look at, since we're into the next year, 2027, so year number 3. This is what Anaheim is looking like, and that's pretty good. Hostile in net. Probably wouldn't be scratching Drew Hellison, but whatever. Boston, okay. Yeah, so as we did move Jeremy Poirier over to Boston, so he'll be getting a chance to play there. And that's probably Jeremy Swayman. Yep, Jeremy Swayman. Fraser Mitten being a scratch, that's kind of dumb. They brought back Justin Brazeau, and Tanner Chanot is a scratch. Ooh, that's a rough scratch. Zach Benson, Tate Thompson, and they are playing Kadri on the wing, so that would explain why he had 102 points last year. Defensively, looking pretty decent. They got Landon DuPont, of course. If you missed that, here's the previous episode. We did the off season. Kuka Luukkonen and Devin Levi, Ryan Johnson, and Noah Ostlund are scratches. Wouldn't be scratching Ostlund. Carolina, still pretty top heavy. Yeah, that's a really good 1-2-3 punch. In net, they have Frolov and Freddie Anderson, so no more Kochetkov. Chicago, Connor Bedard's up to a 95, so back-to-back over point per game season. They signed John Marino. Drew Commesso, Spencer Knight are the goalies. Colorado looking like this. Devin Taves and Cale Makar. I believe this is Cale Makar's final year. No, he did sign an extension. Damn. Oops. And in net for Colin McKenzie, Blackwood, and Kakinen. Some scratches. Columbus looking like this. Defense. Goaltending. Ted Greaves and Darcy Kemper. Dallas. Yeah, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. A little bit of a weak right side. Obviously, Jake Ottinger in net. Scratch, they have Tumala, Pichel, and Fleury. Detroit, really good first line. It's nice to see Emmett Finney actually developing. Only 16 points, that's kind of... They picked up Ivan Marchenkov, Jenko. Simon Evanson developed so far, Mario Ferraro. They're playing Sandine Pelican Bird Pair. I don't know if I would be doing that. Alexei Medvedev has developed pretty well for them, Bunting and Rasmussen as scratch. Edmonton, obviously, they're... Damn, Jack Russell developed... pretty good defense. Cam Talbot, of course, they brought back. They have Scott Wedgwood. They currently have Podkozin, Tomasek, and Viljamar. Name's so bad at name pronunciation, I apologize. I'll get better, obviously, as I record more. Sergei Bobrovsky and Brendan Bussy. For LA, Kevin Fiala, Quentin Byfield developed. Kopitar's still playing, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to try to get him to retire after the first year. Defensively, looking... Ooh, they picked up David Reinbacher. That's true, I remember that. Jesper Wallstead they acquired. They have Tynan Lawrence, the medium elite scratch, and Michael Haight scratch. Oh boy. EA, EA, EA. Minnesota looking like this. Brock Faber, pretty good. They're playing Zeev William on the third pair. Gustafson and Goloslav are the goaltenders. Hunt, Clifton, and Middleton are the scratches. Montreal looking like this. So they brought in Tarasenko. They brought in Brian Dumoulin. They're playing Lane Hudson and Dobson on the second pair together, but Dumoulin and Madison on the first. Okay. And net Dobis and Montembeau. with scratch of Inkstrom, Jake Evans, and Freddie Gaudreau. Okay. Brady Martin, JT Compher's new. Steven Stamkos on the fourth line. Damn. They brought in TBR, Colton Ellis and UC Saros, McCabe and Sherrod are the scratches. New Jersey. Nice to see Lenny Hamanayo developing. They have Philip Messar now. Goalies, Markstrom, Topis Villanen, and Antoine Siliev is the scratch. Oi. Alex Tuck went to the Islanders, playing with Barzell and Eklund. Damn, that's a sick top six. In net, they have Sorokin and Comrie. Guys, going for Iserman is a scratch at high top six. Oh my god. Gavin McKenna has developed really nicely in New York. It's a pretty good top nine. Having Othman and Perot in the fourth line, that's kind of insane. Defensively, probably could get a little bit better than that, but Shesterkin, obviously. They have Will Borgen scratched. I guess EA. Ottawa looks like this. At least their defense forward-wise. Pretty good first line. Brought in Sam Steele and Blake Coleman. Defensively, I think all drafted guys. Nope, they have Frey from Winnipeg. In nets, I'm guessing it will be Linus Ullmark and Levi Marlinen. Scratched will be Tyler Clevin and Emil Martinson Lilleberg. Philly, which goes out to a 90. Corey Martona's made the team. Ty Delandra's new. Defensively, practically all Philadelphia Flyers in real life, so that's cool. Jordan Binnington, Dan Vladar, they have Ryan Suzuki, and they have Devin Parkey scratched. So instead of playing him on the third line, they have Ty Delandra. Okay. Pittsburgh, Sidney Crosby still there. They brought in Patrick Kane. Benjamin Kindle, sorry, I don't always get Kindle. Ryan Graves, Carlson. They brought in Joel Edmondson, Chris Tang is still there, Silioff and Blomqvist, with Brendan Dillon as the scratch. San Jose, this is the one, so Eklund, Celebrini, Will Smith, Michael Isa, Toffoli. Practically all Sharks. His first point per game season. They brought in Tyler Tucker and Ristolainen. Joshua Ravensbergen has made the team. That's a sick goaltending tandem. They have Jeff Skinner scratched. How dare they? Garrett McCann, Matty Beniers, Capocacco. Shane Wright's up to a 90. Still practically all. I mean, Kuzmenko's new. Defensively, all practically Seattle Kraken. Joey Decord and Nicholas Coco. Scratched, they have Carcone, Joseph, and Edward Sale. Wouldn't do that. St. Louis. Mason Appleton is new. Brendan Gallagher is new. Carrier's new. That's the one. If you were watching the trade deadline, we wanted to try to make that deal, but they did it like the second we loaded in. I was so heartbroken. I really thought Carrier would have helped our defense last year and this year. They have Hofer and Tarasov. Tampa with Vasilevsky, Merzlikins. Ethan Gauthier, JJ Moser, and Maxim Groshev are scratched. Okay. You have Ian Cole. Okay. Toronto, Matt Nyes has developed really nicely to a 92, playing with Matthews and Nylander. Nicholas Waz developed. They brought in Amadio, or brought back Amadio. Jordan Stahl. Killorn is now there. Defensively, they brought in Orlov and Connor Murphy. Goalies, Joseph All and Stolars. Scratching Nicholas Robinson, and they also brought back Labushkin. So you're telling me they would rather play Amadio or Lorenz instead of Nick Roberts? Okay. Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley. Holy cow, this top line. Deja Gainlund. This is definitely someone we should definitely add to our target list of hoping to acquire one day. Defensively, Mikhail Sergachev. Still all basically Utah Mammoth. And they were the team that brought in Kochekov. They have Duda, Glass, and Valimaki as scratched. Okay. Vancouver, DeBrusque, Pedersen, Besser, Giroux. They also brought in Boone Jenner. They brought in JVR, Quinn Hughes. They brought in Adam Botquist and Net Thatcher Demko and Kevin Lankinen. Scratched is Corey Perry, Jonathan Lattermacky, and Colin Miller. Vegas Dorofeyev has really developed it. It's a sick first line. They brought in P. Suter. Everyone else is basically Vegas Golden Knights. They brought in Connor Timmins, Aiden Hill, and Peter Mrazek the goaltending. They have Jonathan Taves scratched, Trevor Connolly, and Josh Anderson. Washington, Ovi, Strom, Wilson. They brought in Noah Cates, Nyquist, Evan Rodriguez. Obviously, dang, they also have Ryan Strom. So they picked up the Strom brothers. Hell yeah. They also brought in Jaden Schwartz. They brought in McNabb, Kosevich. Damn, that would be a nasty pairing. In real life, Logan Thompson, Charlie Lindgren. Scratched John Carlson. They scratched John Carl. Oh my god. Andrew Christel scratched as well. And okay, so I'm definitely not going to be looking at this again because obviously we traded Joel Farabee to them last year. They brought in Taylor Radish, Ty Carty. Defensively, they drafted Tiro Jokinen at 14th. He was one of my targets, but we just didn't make that trade. I wish we would have. Connor Hellebuck and Matt Sogard. Scratch Tojo, Connor, Brendan Carlo. Like, I just don't understand. Like, take out Nick Jensen, put in Carlo, or just don't sign Carlo, don't sign Jensen. Like, ugh. Anyways, we're done with looking at those lines. Maybe, probably not gonna do that again. But without further ado, let's advance the day. Let's simulate the first game against Washington. Why not? So we'll go times 8. Jonathan Huberdeau scores the first goal of year number 3. Dylan Strome ties it up. 8 minutes left. 5 minutes left. And Ryan Strome, so the Strome brothers. So basically, Strome brothers 2, Calgary Flames 0. Second period. 15 minutes to go. Shots are practically even. Power play Washington. Mackenzie, we are not a shorthanded goal, but we are now tied 2-2. Power play for us. Can we take? Yes, same correct. Let's go. But Dylan Strome, there you go. Jacob Trickren. So Strome brothers almost have all the goals against us. Third period, down 4-3. Can we come back and win? Can we tie it? Can we force overtime? Power play for Washington. Can't capitalize. Another power play. Can they capitalize this time? It's a long one. No, they cannot. Washington has dominated us in shots, and Matt Roy gets a shorthanded goal. And that's gonna probably seal it. Are they gonna get empty netter? No. So we are starting the season 0-1. And Sharon Govich got hurt in that game. He'll be out till November 13th. So he's gonna be out for a whole month. Damn. So I think with that, we'll probably put Holtz up. We'll move up Nico Hotainen. Everything else we'll keep for now. So I'm pretty sure I said No, no, yeah, no, year 3. I don't know why I keep I thought to myself year 4, but we're not there yet. So here we go. We're gonna probably simulate till January 1st as per usual. We'll take a look at our stats, look around the league. So, Florida's placing Daniil Miramanov, who of course was a former Flame, but we don't need him, so we'll decline. So, lost to Montreal. I'm okay with having one more bad year and then really trying to get going next year. We still have such a low end like forwards. Second and the third, but it's Toronto second. They're going to be a really good team. 8-1 win over Anaheim. 6 for Parker Bell. I'm not going to do that. Lost to the Blues. Shootout win over the Caps. A win over the Kings. Last game of October. It's a win. First month we're 5-4. Okay. Now Mikhail Backlund is out. He'll also be out till the 13th. So just about over a week and a half. 2 losses in a row. We're not going to do that. A win over Edmonton. I don't believe you came out of the lineup. I'm not going to do that. I know we could do like getting a second round pick from Dallas. It's going to be a late second, basically early third. Now Mackenzie Weegar's hurts. And I believe this is going to be Sharon Govich and Backlund. So Adam Klepka, come on out for Backlund. Holmberg, come on out for Sharon Govich. It is kind of risky playing him now. But I think it should be fine because he's technically not going to be in yet. So 8-3 loss against Edmonton. Oof. 4-3 shootout loss against Minnesota, but then we win in the shootout against Colorado. Dallas, that was I did not see. Kinsey Uyghur's back. Let's get him in for Jake Bean. It was a loss, okay. So 8-9-1 so far. Shutout loss against Carolina, but we come back and win against the Islanders. Detroit is a shutout for us. 8-6 loss to Tampa. Win against Toronto. So December's on the way. 5-4 loss to Carolina. Shootout loss to the Kraken. Detroit's a 5-1 loss. So 4 in a row. But then we do win against New Jersey. So we lose 4 in a row. We've won 2 in a row. Make it 3 in a row. And we lose to Buffalo. Shootout win over Chicago. Vancouver's a win. We lose to Edmonton. Anaheim. It's a win. So 3 of our last 4. 5 of our last 5 we have won. Lost to the Kraken. And a loss to the... So that's January 1st. We sit 18, 18, and 2. Which would put us 5th. Just outside of a playoff spot, but we are technically tied for 3rd. And the wild card is 39 points. So we're doing pretty good. A lot better than I thought we would be doing. So let's take a look at the stats. So Jonathan Huberdeau, 42 points in 38 games. Matt Carnado with 36, Mackenzie Weegar with 34, Zane Prek with 30, so he's having his breakout year. And he has developed some X factors now. He now has pressure plus tape to tape and send it. Okay. Connor Zary with 24 points, 23 for Holtz. Lewis Torlainen with 22, Jack Quinn with 22, Alexis Joseph with 21 in his rookie year, Nico with 15, Sharankovich with 13, 12 for Backlund, 12 for Brzezinski, Crossbow with 12. Not bad, not bad. I mean, even Pontus Holberg had 7 points in 14 games that he played. What are we looking like goaltending wise? So Dustin Wolf has a 904, 296 goals against average with 1 shutout. Does have a assist. And then if we look at the entire league, we'll start with forwards. Leon Draisaitl has 68 points already at this point. Oh my god. Nikita Kucherov with 62, Connor David also 62, and 60 for Jake Gensel. Goal scoring king so far is Leon Draisaitl. David Pastrnak right behind him. Assist king at this point is Connor McDavid. Who's taken the most pins? Mark Castlick for us has taken the most. That's funny. Now if we look at defense, Kel McCraw at 65 and 36. Quinn Hughes, Noah Dobson, Pauline. I guess playing Dobson with Lane Hudson has been working. And Mackenzie Weeker is just outside of the first screen. 57 penalty minutes for Arbor Xhekaj in St. Louis. And if we look at who's the most hit so far? 92 for Dmitry Shimishev. Block shot so far is Jackson Lacombe. Giveaway, Zach Whitecloud. Wow. We go to goalies now. Winning us is Mackenzie Blackwood with 21, but Bobrovsky's just right behind him. Save percentage leader right now for goalies is Freddie Anderson. He's currently hurt. With the 948, damn, he has a 1.68 goals to get. So if he stays up, he's probably winning the Vezina. Any goalie goals? No goalie goals. But Anthony Sarlas has 3 points. A lot of goaltenders have 2. So, obviously I don't think we're going to make any moves. I do think we are going to take a look at the contract extensions. Zane Parekh, what are you looking for? 5 at 9. I'd still go for a much longer term deals. We're going to hold off. Connor Zary, have you come down on your asking price? Not really. Jack Quinn doesn't want extensions. We'll have to wait. We're good there. We really don't have anything to do. I think we're just gonna sim to the deadline and then we'll probably see where we are and then we'll end the episode and we'll start the next episode at the trade deadline. Here we go. Philadelphia, that's a 9-4 loss, so that's 3 losses in a row. Mackenzie Weegar's out with a neck strain. Ooh. Toronto, that's a win in overtime. It's a loss to Ottawa. So our Eastern road trip so far, we're 2-2, make it 3-2, so pretty good road trip. Do lose against Utah. Ottawa, that's a shootout loss. Winnipeg, it's a shootout win. So we're winning quite a bit of games in overtime and shootouts, which I guess is good. Mackenzie Weegar is back, his second time getting injured this year. We have LA. So we got points in 4 straight games, and then we lose 7-3 to the Knights. Okay. Dallas, that's a win, and Utah, that's a win. So we end the month of January. A second and a third for Adam Larry. We're good. Thank you, though, for the offer. So current record of 25, 23, and 4 the last month before the deadline. Win against the Knights. Win against Pittsburgh. So now we're in a playoff spot with third. A win against the Rangers. Philadelphia, that's a win. Okay, Buffalo. Do we continue our win streak? No, Buffalo ends it. Nazem Kadri revenge tour against us continues. Tampa Bay, that's a win, so we're looking pretty decent before going into the deadline. 2 losses in a row now, 3 of our last 4, 4 of our last 5. A win against Montreal, win against Vegas, and a win against Florida, which puts us right back into the playoff. Okay, so we're not going to look around the league, but we are going to look at our lines and our stats for both the NHL and AHL, and we'll see, and our standings, we'll see what we should do the trade deadline. So Jonathan Huberdeau, he's already having a much better season. This will be his best season ever in Calgary. It's been confirmed. 73 points already at this point. Connor Zary is our first line center. If we can hit 65 points, I'd take that from him. Matt Coronado, 62, so he's just under a point per game. It's going to be his best year ever. Jack Quinn with 20 goals, 39, minus 20 though, so this second line's kind of struggling. Mikhail Backlund is not a second line center. Here, Sharon Govich with 36. Man, we have him for another 2 years after this. He says 86 though, so we'll see. Let's try it. Oh my god, I cannot speak today. Luostolainen has 13 goals, 20 assists, 33 points. That's already his best season since 2022-2023. Alexis Joseph has 37 points. Is still considered a depth forward, so we're not going to move him up to the second line. 24 goals for Alexander Holt. So after a abysmal acquire for the trade deadline 2 years ago, he's been pretty solid. He's going to have at least probably 55 points. Fourth line, 16 points. I'll take that. That's pretty good. This is from a fourth liner. I'll take that every day. Already 20 points. Mackenzie Weegar, he just continues to put up points. I mean, he's been injured twice, so he probably would have a lot more, but I'll take it. Caden Korzak, 14 points. I'll take that as well. Esteban Appleby, 11. Zane Parekh has been really good. He should have a career year. Kevin Ball and Hunter are pretty good pairings, so this top four should be changed, which I think we're probably just gonna do. But then we get the. Okay, so I think for now we'll just leave it. And obviously, in net, Dustin Wolf, who is down to an 83. We're gonna have to really solidify that defense so that we can get better numbers, so we don't stunt him. He's kind of been stunted a little bit, which is not what we wanted. AHL, we're getting some good development, so a lot of these players could easily come up next year, which is really good to see. Yeah, that's what I like to see. And we might have our new backup in Sergeyev or Zarubin. So before we end this video, let's take a look at the standings. See what our goal for this year should be. Jesus, Edmonton. Oh, Jesus, Colorado. 99 points already at this point. So if we look at just the West, we are the 6th best team with 70 points. Do you have a good lead over Minnesota, LA, and then Chicago, but Utah, Nashville, and St. Louis, San Jose, they're not catching us. So I think this is going to be a very interesting trade deadline day. Do we add? Do we subtract? Do we just kind of do nothing and just see how this team simulates for the rest of the year? I guess we'll have to find out in the next episode. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I will catch you in the next episode. Ciao.
Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never